So this is our last one in the discussion of energy, surplus, discretionary choices and productivity. So if we remember back to Coconut Man was using 3 coconuts and he was producing 6. Well, that was his baseline amount. So we'll call that baseline. And that's what his bare minimum he had to live on. Below that, he would starve and die. And so any amount he produces over and above this is his surplus. So that's his surplus. And he can use that with some discretion. Now this is a microcosm and a simplification of what happens in our larger economy. Now I'm just going to do an expansion on that down below. The large economy is a bit more complicated, but we'll do our best to use an analogy, similar analogy, see how we can go. So in our larger economy we use energy and a bit of material, E and M, and then from that we produce a range of stuff, and I'm just going to put another energy there, another, I'll make it the same size, M, and that's going to be our baseline there. We're also going to produce even another lot, our surplus energy, that's going to go there, surplus materials, that's going to go there, some food, that's going to go there. So, and then this one here, these two here will go and produce the next lot. These ones here, these are like, we had up above, these we can use, do something at our discretion with them. So, we can choose to do, we can choose what we want to do with those. So we could do something like make an airplane and fuel it up and go and travel around the world, or we could do something else. But it's pretty much up to us what we do. We're using these things, and there'd be an amount of food, of course, that we use each time just for the people that produce the surplus. But we have spare stuff, and so we have spare food for spare people to fly and crew airplanes and things like that. Now, there's 2 important areas to consider with productivity in here. There's the productivity at making like our kind of raw products and the surplus. So, oops, not productivity, we have to consider. And then, so the more productivity we have in here, for a given amount of this, the more of this we get out. So that's one form of wealth. And then, let's say we were going to build an airplane. Let's say we had 2 different ways we could build the airplane. Then, let's say for the same inputs, one method builds 1 airplane and another method produces 2. This is the more productive one. So this is the other area where productivity comes into it. It's when you've got your surplus and you're doing something discretionary with it, you have to consider productivity at using your surplus as well. And if you maximize the 2 of those, that maximizes your wealth. And so that's kind of, I'll stop that there. That's just a, one more thing to say. So in our actual real economy, it's almost impossible to tell, like if you look at a given person and their job or whatever, whether their job is in like the production of the raw materials or the surplus, or whether they're over here doing something that at the discretion from, like our discretion from our surplus. Our economy is that complicated and intermingled. I've tried to suss it out myself, and I struggle to work out where you could classify people. The only reason I kind of know this sort of stuff is from the anthropology stuff that I talked about before, where you had like people in agriculture and stuff like that, and where they got the extra food out and it made enough food for 10 people or whatever, then the extra people were able to make tools and things like that. And it's only from my knowledge of that I can get the concept of like your bare minimum versus your surplus, and surplus being at your discretion and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's like a quick as I can conversion from Coconut Man into some of the complexities of what happens in our larger contemporary economy. Thank you.